Welcome to Game 4 of the Apba Baseball Classics channel, the 1977 American League Championship playoffs between the New York Yankees and the Kansas City Royals. So far, the Royals hold a 2-1 game advantage. Yankees need to win today to continue on. Game 1 was taken by the Royals 4-0. Game 2 by the Yanks 4-1. And then yesterday, the Royals won 13-5. Our starting lineups for Game 4 for the Yankees. Mickey Rivers is in center field. Greg Nettles is playing third base. Batting third is Thurman Munson at catcher. Reggie Jackson is in right field. Lou Piniella is the left fielder. Cliff Johnson, designated hitter. Chris Chambliss is the first baseman. Willie Randolph, second base. Bucky Dent at shortstop. We're using as-played lineups. Ed Figueroa is your Game 4 starter. 16-11 with a 3.57 ERA. He's a grade B pitcher with no modifiers. For the Kansas City Royals, they will have Tom Poquette in left field. Hal McRae is the designated hitter. George Brett at third base. Al Cowens is in right field. John Maybury at first base. Darrell Porter is the catcher. Amos Otis is in center field. Fred Patek's the shortstop. Frank White's at second base. And Larry Gurra is your starting pitcher for Kansas City Game 4. Grade C starting pitcher with a Z modifier. And in 1977, Larry Gurra was 8-5 with a 3.13 earned run average. We're ready to get this started. Mickey Rivers steps into the batter's box to start Game 4. Ground ball softly back to the pitcher, Gurra. He fields it, throws over to first for the first out. One away. Greg Nettles. 25 is a 9. It gets a C. It's going to be a pop-up over toward third base. George Brett has it. Thurman Munson. 42 is the roll. That's going to be likewise a pop-up to George Brett at third base. Yankees are retired. 1, 2, 3 in the first. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. All right, Ed Figueroa takes him out for New York. He came in a trade in 1975 along with Mickey Rivers to the Yankees from the California Angels. And the Angels got Bobby Bonds in return. Here's the pitch to Tom Poquette. 46 is a fly ball to the left fielder, Lou Piniella, and Tom Poquette is retired. Hal McRae. 51 is a fly ball to center field. Mickey Rivers is under it. 2 down. George Brett comes to bat. Brett is 5 for 13 with a home run in the playoffs. 52 is a ground ball to Greg Nettles over at third. Scoops it up and throws to Chambliss at first. Brett is retired, and so are the Royals. We go to the top of the second, no score. Larry Gurra, today's pitcher for the Royals, took physical fitness seriously and was always in great physical condition. He was a control pitcher, threw a lot of curveballs, left-handed. He will face Reggie Jackson. 53 is a 16 on fielding column 1. Fly ball to Amos Otis in center field, who makes the catch. 1 down on Lou Piniella. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Al Cowens is under it. He makes the catch. Designated hitter, Cliff Johnson. 22 is a double for Cliff Johnson. Yankees have their first base runner, and he's in scoring position. He's an S-weighted runner, but they're not going to play it safe. Chris Chambliss is the batter. 61 is the roll for 12 play result. That's going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. We go to the bottom of the second, no score. Al Cowens will lead off, and he's having a successful playoff series. He's 5 for 12 with a home run. There's the pitch to Al Cowens. 6-6 roll. There's a drive. It could be, and the Royals break out on top. 1-0 on the Al Cowens home run. I like these single column cards that, the results come to mind right away. John Maybury, 44, is a fly ball to center field, caught by Mickey Rivers, and there is one out. Darrell Porter, 24, 13 is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 3. Kansas City is not thought of as a home run team, but they hit 3 yesterday, and they've got one early on here today. Amos Otis is the batter. 32 is a hit on the ground to second base. Willie Randolph makes a throw over to Chris Chambliss, and Otis is retired. We go to the top of the third. Kansas City 1, New York 0. Bottom of the Yankee order for the third, Willie Randolph, Bucky Dent, and then back to the top, Mickey Rivers. Here's the pitch from Larry Gura. 21 is a fly ball to Tom Poquette in left field. He makes the catch, and there's one down. Bucky Dent. 33 is going to be a base hit. And the Yankees will have an average speed runner at first with one away. And to the top of the order, Mickey Rivers. Let's see, there's no 11s on Bucky Dent's cards. He only stole one base. So probably not going to try a hit and run here. Mickey Rivers will swing away. He was very successful in the playoffs. In real life, he was 386 lifetime playoff hitter and 333 lifetime World Series batter. Here's the pitch from Gura to Rivers. 63 is a fly ball to Amos Otis in center field. Now 2 down, and Greg Nettles. 53 is a 19, feeling column 1. It's going to be a ground ball to George Brett, who's up with it, over to John Maybury, and the Yankees are retired in the third. Go to the bottom of the third, Royals 1, New York 0. Fred Patak will lead off the bottom of the third for Kansas City. Stole 53 bases in 1977, caught 13 times. Here's the pitch to Freddie. 53 is a 19 on fielding column 1. That's going to be a fielding column 2. It's going to be an error on Greg Nettles. And Royals have a fast runner at first. Frank White coming to bat. Okay, the Royals will run a hit and run play. Here's the pitch to White. Patek is running. 64 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. Runner's out stealing. So you wouldn't even get the notation of 11s on the card here on this one. So it's going to be a strike him out, throw him out. Thurman Munson to Willie Randolph at second, and there are 2 outs for Kansas City. Back to the top of the order, Tom Poquette. Base on balls. Hal McRae. .31 is a 9 against a grade B pitcher. That's going to be a single on an infield hit. And would have had the bases loaded if we didn't try that hit and run. Okay, so here is George Brett, who's swinging a hot bat, first and second. We will pitch to him. There's 2 down. 32 is a pop-up to Willie Randolph at second base. And that closes down the Royals threat. We go to the top of the 4th. Kansas City 1, New York 0. Okay, Larry Gurr returns to the mound, and he came from a trade with the New York Yankees in 1976. The Royals sent the Yankees Fran Healy, and they got Larry Gurr in return, and it was a good trade for Kansas City over the years. Here's a pitch to Thurman Munson leading off the 4th. 31, that's going to be a base hit for Thurman Munson. That makes him 7 for 13 in the playoffs. It's over 500. He's having a big playoffs. Here's Reggie Jackson, who is not having a big playoffs. He is 2 for 11 so far. Here's the pitch to Reggie Jackson. 26 is a swing and a miss for strike 3. 1 away. Brings up Lou Piniella, 330 hitter in 1977. Here's the pitch. 33 is going to be a hit column roll. 31 is going to be a double over first base. Munson goes to third. Yankees have runners on second and third with only 1 out. Cliff Johnson is the batter. The Royals will play their infield back. And pitch to Cliff Johnson. Here's the first pitch. 61 is a 12. That's going to be a fly out to left field, not very deep. The runner tags to try and score. Here's a throw. He is out at home. Throw from Tom Poquette to Darrell Porter, retiring Thurman Munson 7-2 at home. And that's the end of the Yankees' threat in the 4th. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Royals 1, Kansas City nothing. Yeah, the Royals will lead off with Al Cowens, John Maybury, and Darrell Porter. Here's the pitch to Cowens. Is a roll of a 1-6. That's going to be hit on the ground to the shortstop, Bucky Dent, who throws out Al Cowens. 1 away to John Maybury. 51 is a base on balls. Slow runner first. The Royals will play it safe. Darrell Porter is the batter. Porter is 3 for 12 with a triple in the playoffs. Here's the pitch to Porter. 51 is a 9. That is going to be a base hit. Infield variety. Runners are going to be on first and second. Here is Amos Otis. Otis is the right-handed hitter who stood very erect at the plate. Here's the pitch from Figueroa. 44 is an 8. Gets a grade B. That's going to be a ground ball to Greg Nettles, who has to come in to make the play. The runners advance. Otis retired 5-3 for the second out. Freddie Patek reached on the air and mentioned he hit a home run yesterday. So runners on second and third. There's 2 down. They will pitch to Patek. The infield's playing back. 64 is a swing and a miss, strike 3. So Patek is retired, so are the Royals. We go to the top of the 5th. It's still Kansas City 1, New York nothing. Okay, both pitchers have had to pitch out of second and third situations, but they've been able to do it. And we go to the top of the 5th. Chris Chambliss, Willie Randolph, and Bucky Dent due to bat. 52 is the roll. 27 is hit on the ground to third base. First out. Here's Willie Randolph. 0 for 1. 1-4 is a fly ball to Tom Poquette in left field, 2 away. And now Bucky Dent. 51 is going to be a pop-up to George Brett at third base. 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 1-0 Royals. Frank White leads off the bottom of the 5th. He grew up across from Municipal Stadium in Kansas City and went to Lincoln High School. The location of where Municipal Stadium was at 22nd Brooklyn is now it's been recently made into a football field for the high school White went to, Lincoln Prep Academy. And they have a blue turf, a brand new blue turf. It's a high school football field now. Here's the pitch to Frank White. 65 is a pop-up behind the catcher, Thurman Munson. He makes the catch. There's 1 away. Top of the order, and Tom Poquette. 53 is a 15 on fielding column 2. That's going to be a single to left field. And that makes Poquette 2 for 5 in the playoffs. He'll be almost 1 away. Average speed at first. Hal McRae is the hitter. There's the pitch to Hal McRae, 45. That is a walk. And let's see. George Brett. .52 is a ground ball to, I think, let's see, 12 result is not a ground ball. That's going to be a strikeout. And there are 2 away. So both Gura and Figueroa are doing a super job of pitching out of trouble. Here's Al Cowens. So he's not out of the woods yet. Cowens, a .312 hitter in 1977. Here's the pitch. 23 is a hit on the ground to Greg Nettles at third, who throws over to Chris Chambliss. And the Royals retire. We go to the top of the 6th, still 1-0 Kansas City. Mickey Rivers will lead off the top of the 6th inning. He's 2 for 14 in these playoffs. In the actual playoffs, Mickey Rivers had a little scene in the clubhouse, Yankee clubhouse at Royal Stadium, where he did not want to play Game 5 because he wanted to advance on his salary from George Steinbrenner. Fran Healy mediated that situation, and Rivers did go ahead and play. Here's the pitch to Mickey Rivers. 1-4 is a fly ball to left field, caught by Tom Poquette. First out in the 6th inning. Greg Nettles. 51 is a pop-up to George Brett. 2 away. And Ray Gura is humming right along. He's only given up 4 hits. Pitch to Thurman Munson. 54 is a fly ball to Al Cowens in right field. And the Yankees go 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. 1-0 Royals. Here's John Maybury. He, like Mickey Rivers, was not too keen on playing Game 5 of this playoff series. He showed up with a toothache for Game 5, and he did not play. Here's the pitch to Mayberry. 1-5 is going to be a base hit. Second time he's been on base today. He's a S-rated runner. The Royals will play it safe. There's nobody out. And Darrell Porter is the batter. Porter is 4 for 13 on the series. has a triple. He's going to square around and try to advance the runner. There's the bunt. 44 is a 7 on sacrifice bunt, fielded by the first baseman over the Willie Randolph covering. Mayberry goes to second. Okay, I'm thinking about pinch running for Mayberry at second base with Pete Lecoq, who's the first baseman, but not rated slow runner. But I think we'll stay with Mayberry. And here's Amos Otis with one out, runner in scoring position. Pitch from Figueroa, 54, is a fly ball to Reggie Jackson in right field. Mayberry will have to hold at second. There are 2 outs. Fred Patek. 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch to Freddie Patek. 32 is a hit on the ball that hit on the ground to Willie Randolph at second base. Patek is retired 4-3. And we go to the top of the 7th. Kansas City 1, New York 0. Okay, a completely opposite game to what we had yesterday when there were 18 runs scored. Only one so far here. Reggie Jackson will lead off the 7th for New York. Larry Gurr is back on the mound. Here's the pitch to Reggie. 15 is a roll. That's going to be a base hit for Reggie Jackson with an opportunity to steal second. I think he'll hang on there. He got caught stealing yesterday. But the Yankees might hit and run with Lupinella. I would do that. Jackson starts. Here's the pitch to Pinella. 6-6 roll. That's a 1. It's going to be a drive to center field. Jackson will score, tying the game at 1. That would have been a home run if we weren't hit and running. But the Yankees get it tied. Got a runner at second with nobody out. Pinella's an S-rated runner. They will not play it safe. Cliff Johnson's the batter. We got a brand new ball game here in the 7th. Here's the pitch to Cliff Johnson. 1-4 is a fly ball to Tom Poquette in left field. Johnson's retired. He is 1 for 3. Chris Chambliss comes to bat, the hero of the 1976 playoffs. Home run off Mark Littell. Walk-off home run. Here's the pitch to Chris Chambliss. 31 is a 9 with a runner at second. That is a unassisted ground out to John Mayberry at first. Pinella goes to third, where there will be 2 outs, and Willie Randolph the batter. 26 is a hit on the ground to George Brett over to first for the final out. We go to the bottom of the 1st. Yankees 1, Royals 1. Bottom of the 7th. Ed Figueroa returns to the mound. He's given up 1 run on 4 hits and 2 walks. He will face Freddie Patek, Frank White, and Tom Poquette. Here's the pitch to Freddie Patek. 52 is a ground ball to Greg Nettles at third. He's up with it and over to Chambliss. Should not have been Fred Patek. It should be Frank White. 52 is same thing, ground ball to third for the first out. Tom Poquette. One for 2, plus a walk. 42 is a fly ball to Reggie Jackson in right field. 2 away. Here's Hal McRae. 26 is a fly ball to Lupinella in left field. He makes the catch. We go to the top of the 8th, 1-1. Okay, Bucky Dent is 1 for 12 in the playoffs. He got his first hit in the playoffs back in the 3rd inning. 54 is a fly ball to Al Cowens in right field. First out. Top of the order, and Mickey Rivers. .326 hitter in 1977, 22 steals, 44. It's going to be a base hit for Rivers. And the Yankees have speed on first base for Greg Nettles. Okay, they're going to let Nettles hit 37 home runs in 1977. Here's the pitch from Groth. 63 is a fly ball. It's going to stay in the ballpark and be caught by Al Cowens. There are 2 away. And a very hard-hitting Thurman Munson comes about. He's 1 for 3 today. 7 for 14 with a home run and a double in the playoffs. Girl will have to work carefully here. Here's the pitch to Thurman Munson. 1-3 is a 36. That's a wild pitch, which is going to allow Rivers to go to second. And that might be enough encouragement to intentionally pass Thurman Munson. They do. 4 wide ones. Brings the bat, Reggie Jackson. Okay, Doug Bird and Steve Mangori are throwing in the Kansas City bullpen. Here's the windup. The pitch to Reggie is 52. The roll 27. That's going to be a ground out to third base. So we go to the bottom of the 8th, still tied at 1. George Brett will lead off the bottom of the 8th for Kansas City. Grew up in Southern California. Very popular player here. Has, of course, brother Ken Brett, who also played in the major leagues, a pitcher. Ken Brett was a left-handed pitcher, and when he first came to the Royals, he set up in the bullpen and started making throws like he was a left-handed pitcher, and some people were coming on the field saying, "Oh, the Royals just pick up Ken Brett," and he liked to play tricks like that. His brother Bobby, my wife has a friend who lived in Lake Quivira, where his brother lived, and she dated him for a short time. Not my wife, but my wife's friend. All right, here's George Brett. 54 is a fly ball to right field. Brett is retired, and he's been held down in this game. He is 0 for 4. Al Cowens. He has not been held down. Al Cowens hit a home run in the second inning. And there's a drive there. It could be, it is out of here, putting the Royals on top. And that's his second home run of the day for Al Cowens. 2-1 now, Kansas City. And timeout. Billy Martin comes to the mound. He will lift Ed Figueroa. Dick Tidrow will be the new pitcher for New York. He is a grade B pitcher, Y and Z modifiers. 3.16 ERA in 1977. Wait a minute, I didn't do that right. It's not Dick Tidrow. It's going to be, let's see, who is it going to be? Hold on. Yeah, it's going to be Sparky Lyle. Sparky Lyle's a grade A, YZ pitcher. And he'll be a AC pitcher because of the bump up, same handedness. And he'll pitch to John Maybury. 33, that's a hit column roll for Maybury. 22 is going to be, that's a drive. It could be, it might be, and it is out of here for a home run. Back to back. Kansas City now takes a 3-1 lead over New York, and they're looking to bury the hatchet here on the New York Yankees. Here's Darryl Porter. 1-1, that's a 4. Gets an A, that's going to be a double over third. Darryl Porter will hold up at second base. And there has been a little explosion here in the 8th inning for the Royals. Look over into the bullpen, and Mark Littell is warming up for Kansas City. Amos Otis will be the batter. There is only one out. 2 runs are in. Starkey Lyle winds and pitches. 36 is the roll. That is 14 play result. That's going to be a walk. And the Royals have first and second. 4 consecutive batters have produced. And here's Freddie Patek. 42, that is a 39 play result. That's going to be a ground out to Nettles, who steps on third, throws over to first for the double play. So score that 5, put out 5-3. And the Royals are retired in the 8th, but they score 2 on the home runs back-to-back by Al Cowens and John Maybury. We go to the top of the 9th, Kansas City 3, New York 1. Okay, the new pitcher for Kansas City in the 9th would be Mark Country Littell, grade C reliever with an XY Strikeout modifiers. He had a 3.61 ERA in 1977. He was 8-4 with 12 saves. Lupinella will lead off the top of the 9th for New York. 2 runs down and trying to stave off elimination. Here's the pitch to Lupinella, 65, almost a 6 roll. That's a pop-up behind catcher, caught by Darrell Porter, and Lupinella is the first out in the 9th inning. Here is Cliff Johnson. .297 with 22 home runs in 1977. 44, that's 8 against the C pitcher. That's going to be a base hit for Cliff Johnson. So that will get the tying run to the plate and timeout. Manager Billy Martin will call on Roy White to pitch run for Cliff Johnson. He is a fast-rated runner. So Roy White is at first base. And Chris Chambliss, the batter, the hero of 1976. 2-run homer here would tie it up. They're stirring in the Royals bullpen. And that is Steve Mangori and Doug Bird are up in the Royals bullpen. Here's the pitch to Chambliss. 1-2 is the roll, almost 1-1. 25 is going to be a ground out double play, 4-6-3, and the Yankees are eliminated from the playoffs. Final score, Kansas City 3, New York 1. We'll be back with a wrap-up. Okay, while the Royals are on the field celebrating their first ever trip to the World Series, let's go over the line score. Kansas City, scored 3 runs on 7 hits and no errors. The Yankees scored 1 run on 7 hits and 1 error. The winning pitcher was Larry Gura. He went 8 innings, gave up 1 run, 6 hits, 2 strikeouts, and a walk. The losing pitcher, in a very good effort, was Ed Figueroa. Ed Figueroa went 7 1/3 innings, 2 runs, 5 hits, 4 strikeouts, and 3 walks. The star of the game and the star of the series for the Royals was Al Cowens. Cowens hit 2 home runs, and 1 in the 2nd inning, and then 1 in the big 8th inning where the Royals hit back-to-back home runs, Cowens and Maybury. Al Cowens was the star of the game. I must say, I'm a little surprised the Royals won this series. I thought that with Gura and Figueroa matching up today, the Yankees somehow found a way to win today. I didn't see Kansas City coming back and beating Ron Guidry, who would be the starting pitcher tomorrow. I just didn't think the Royals would have a chance to beat Guidry. As good as Splittorff is, Splittorff was scheduled to start tomorrow. As good as Paul Splittorff was against New York, and he didn't lose any playoff decisions, I just didn't see it happening. I thought the Yankees were going to take this series. I am surprised. Al Cowens, he was second in 1977 AL MVP. I think Rod Carew was the MVP. But he never had a year, really, the match 1977. He had a good career. He was a .270 lifetime hitter. He played with the Royals he was a product of the Royals farm system, and played with the Royals from 74 through 79. Was kind of well known for a feud with Ed Farmer, a relief pitcher with the Chicago White Sox. In a game in 1979, Farmer hit Cowens with a pitch in the jaw and fractured his jaw and knocked out some teeth. And in the same game, Farmer hit Frank Wright, the Royals' second baseman, in the wrist, broke his wrist. So let me hit pause here. Al Cowens was released after the 79 season, and he was picked up by the Detroit Tigers. And in a game in 1980 in Comiskey Park, Farmer was pitching against Cowens. Cowens hit a ground ball, and while Farmer was watching that play develop, instead of running to first base, he ran after Farmer and started a big fight, got in several punches before they broke up. The police actually filed a warrant for his arrest after he charged them out, and so he had to get out of Dodge, and he couldn't finish that series. Later, they made up and exchanged lineup cards together on September 1st, 1980, at a game. But Cowens had a little bit of a tragic life. Well, he did definitely have a tragic life. He died of a heart attack at a young age of 50 while scouting for the Kansas City Royals. He's from Southern California, and he was doing some scouting work for the Royals organization at that time. So here he is, Al Cowens, the star of this series. He went in our playoff series. Al Cowens was 7 for 16 with 3 home runs. For New York, Thurman Munson was 7 for 14, 500 average, with a home run and a double. So he had a big playoff as well for himself, but his team did not win. I wonder what a 1977 Kansas City Los Angeles World Series would have looked like. I moved to Los Angeles in 1979 and cheered for the Dodgers for the next 9 years that I lived out there. And that would have been very interesting to me. I was really hoping when the Royals went to the series in 80 that they would be playing the Dodgers. That didn't quite work out. Almost did, but not quite. Well, I hope you enjoyed this series. Join me again tomorrow. We're going to start another series. And until then, this is Apba Brian saying good night. And if you like these games, consider subscribing. That's Apba Brian, and the series is called the Apba Baseball Classics. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.